And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
Fake news. Boston wrestling is fake news.
Just like a desert flower waiting on the rain to come. And all I know is annualized confusion. And what I'm saying is you don't realize what this means. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. Just like a desert flower waiting on the rain to come.
There we go. Well, hello once again. We here with my good friend and partner Larry, the hillbilly Huntley, who's a guy that I say, on many tapes that he helped me out a lot and teach me how to do these computers. So instead of just having a Tuesday with Tony, I figured that the beginning of the year, y'all get to know a little bit about my staff. I got Larry that helped me out a lot. And right now, she's a little bit under the weather. Her name is Clucci. Is that how you say it?
That's how you say it.
Clucci. And of course, y'all know she's my sidekick, if you know what I mean.
Kick, yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
my sidekick. So one of the things that I was talking about last time about the Mid-South and Harley race and stuff. But like I say, a lot of time people ask me stuff about different wrestling. Like they ask me a question about Ric Flair. I'm gonna move this now so they can see my muscle. They can see my
absolutely.
They look like your muscle.
I ain't got no muzzles.
Now y'all can see. Bring that back. Look at that. Look at that old man.
Look it. Take it to the gun show.
The gun show, baby. Hey, speaking of guns, I got me a good gun. I got to show y'all one of my guns here. If I don't hit Larry in the head, this here is something that everybody should have. Look at that thing. Look at that. Now, what year you say this is from, Larry?
I have no idea.
Huh?
It's got to be.
Look at that.
Probably close to 100 years old.
Yeah, this got to be about a 100-year-old gun. This gun been in my family for years, and I never knew, anything about it. Look at how we like being 1800 and somebody come at you with this that gum thing here. No way in the world. But this here is just an old family relic that been around for years. I never shot it. You know, I think my granddad or somebody else shot this old thing. In fact, I don't think this whole trigger here works anymore. But I'm a what you call a fur remember. Y'all gonna look at my butt again. Oh, I don't knock a hole in my ceiling. You know, but that's Tony. But anyway, now I'm gonna sit down, and this guy gave me this real cool hat. He probably think we call AWA. What is that?
Assault Wrestling Alliance.
Assault Wrestling Land, and that's out in Maryland. You brother, you mess around with the Atlas, and I'm gonna put the 24-inch megathons on you, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, that's silly. But anyway, you know, I always say when they ask me stuff about Ric Flair, they ask me stuff about Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ronnie Piper. And as y'all notice, I have very little to say about these guys because back then we had what called heels and babyface, good guys and bad guys. Well, the bad guy would dress in one dressing room, the good guy would dress in another dressing room. So we hear stories about what the heels did. I hear stuff about Johnny Valentine. I hear stuff about Bob Orton Sr. I hear stuff about Bob Orton Jr. Even when I went back in 2008, I would hear stuff about Randy Orton. I would hear stuff about this person, that person, this person. But I wasn't with the person to what you say when you glorify the story or to
Embellish?
yeah, to embellish the story because I couldn't because I wasn't there. So I only had to go by what was told of me. Well, I got an opportunity. I would say the first time in my life to meet these people here. This is WWE Legend House. And the only person in this whole tape that I knew personally was Howard Fingerton. Because Howard used to talk to me in the back all the time. Mean Gene was an announcer, so I didn't travel here. We part often. Jimmy Hart was a heel manager. Ronnie Piper, of course, was a heel. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was a heel. Even Pat Patterson was a heel. I don't know if Hillbilly was a heel. He was a heel or baby.
The only place he was a heel in Memphis is Harley Davidson.
That's right.
But WWE, Jim was always babyface.
But at Legend House, this was the first time, the very, 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 very first time I got to know the wrestler. If y'all will notice Legend House, I was doing a lot of drawing during the time I was here. And I'm going to show you my Legend House drawing. This is a drawing that I did of all my Legend House. And as you will notice, every wrestler, they're going to Mean Gene autograph, Roddy Piper autograph, Howard Fingerton autograph, Jimmy Hart and Hacksaw autograph, Hillbilly Jim autograph, Tony Atlas autograph. The only person in this picture that did not sign this picture, the only one that did not sign was Pat Patterson.
Real autographs.
Pat Patterson is the only signature that is not on here. If you look, you see my signature, you see Hacksaw's signature, you see Jimmy Hart's signature, Hillbilly's signature, Howard Finger's signature, Ronnie Piper's signature right there. See Ronnie Piper, Mean Gene's signature right there. And the only one that did not sign this painting was, now one day I'm going to sell this. Me and Larry, we're going to do a Facebook thing. So I just want to show it now that anybody want to buy a nice picture of the Legend House. And the only person that is still alive in this picture is Hacksaw, myself, Hillbilly,
Jimmy Hart.
and Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
So ain't that strange? That whole front row is gone. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. And he's gone. The whole front row is gone. The only one left is Hacksaw, Jimmy Hart, Hillbilly, and Tony.
That's a one-of-a-kind item right there.
It's a one-of-a-kind item. And 4 autographs you can't get no more. You can't get Piper's. You can't get Howard. You can't get Ming Jing. And you can't get Pat. So, but 7 out of 8 autographs. When people ask me who this girl, she was one of what they call the Pussycat Dolls.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a group out of England or something. It was a singing group.
Okay.
And she was the one that did the narrator. If y'all ever watch, thank you, Larry. If y'all ever watch Legends House, every time she came in the room, I try not to look at her because I didn't want my wife, because I knew my wife was going to see that picture, and I didn't want my wife, coming home after she saw that program and kick my ass,
How long ago was that now?
Well, we did a taping in Legend House for 2012, and it didn't air until 2014. And I went down to do the reunion with them. But a lot of people, the thing about Legend House, Pat Patterson said they would never do another one. Pat Patterson just kept saying that over and over and over. He said they would never do another Legend House. And so far, what Pat Patterson said is true. They have not did another Legend House. And I'm just guessing now, because y'all know I'm not the smartest, the brightest bulb, in the room. The lights on, but nobody home. The doctor will give me a blood test, and I stayed up all night to study for it. If my IQ was 1 point less, I'd be a banana. So I'm not the brightest, chip in the pile there, brother. So, but this is what just my guess. When we went to Legend House, there was no strip. We knew nothing. We didn't even know who was going to be there. In fact, when I flew down, I was at a hotel all by myself. Every wrestler stayed at a different hotel before they bring us to the building. Now, the building we stayed in was
Where was this? What town?
it was in Palm Springs. But the house that we did the taping at, Groucho Marx, the Marx brother. The house was owned by the one they call Harpo Marx, one of the Marx brothers. And that's the one that had that horn and the curly hair. Yeah. It was his mansion, and his son rented it out to the WWE in order to do a Legend House. And we got to meet Harper Mark's son, and I also got to meet the guy that Adam West. Now here's the story about Adam West I got to tell you. Adam West was part of Legend House, but you didn't see him. Because what he did, he went and he took and put it on the internet that he was going to be on Legend House. So they pulled him out of the scene. They pulled him out of the scene because he went and told people, that he was going to be on Legend House.
To all you young people, Adam West was Batman in the old TV show.
The original Batman. Yeah, when we go hit and the words come out. Bam! Yeah, Adam West. yeah, he was the Batman. He came, and also there was a guy that came that was an actor that to me was my favorite actor. I used to love watching this guy. My favorite actor, but I can't think of his name right now,
That one.
He was my favorite. I can't think of his name right now.
That guy right there.
Yeah, but it would come to me before it over. But the thing about Legend House, that all of us guys say the same thing. It was my first time to get to know Ronnie Piper. I knew nothing about Ronnie Piper except what I saw, just like the fans. I was just like a wrestling fan because of Ronnie Piper. Because he was a heel, I was a babyface. He was a bad guy, I was a good guy. We didn't meet him. So the only thing I knew about Piper was the only time I knew Piper was in the ring. I never talked to him in the dressing room, never talked to him in the hotel, never talked to him in the gym. I only talked to Piper in the ring. Once Rocky Johnson and myself was a guest on Piper Pit.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only conversation I ever had with Piper was on Piper Pit in all these years. So I never knew Piper until they did Legend House. Once they did Legend House, what I found out about Ronnie Piper, Hillbilly Jim, and Jimmy Hart, they are the most talented, musical inclined people I met in my life. Jimmy Hart written all the music for Legend House.
He wrote a lot of songs for WWE.
For WWE, and people don't know it. Jimmy Hart, I mean, he's very, very intelligent when it comes to music. I don't know why he didn't go. Well, in fact, Jimmy Hart, he was in a band.
He was in the Gentrys.
The Gentrys. Jimmy Hart was one of the Gentrys, you know, which I didn't know none of this stuff. So he very Hillbilly Jim. I found out that he got his own music satellite radio called Matinee, Moonlight Matinee. No, Moonshine Matinee. Moonshine Matinee on what that TV?
Sirius?
Yeah, the Howard Stern is on. What that? The satellite radio.
Yeah, satellite radio.
Satellite radio.
Sirius, XM.
Hillbilly Jim. In fact, all my tapes is done early. So by the time y'all see this tape, what I say, things probably be a lot better in Kentucky. I just got on the phone with Hillbilly Jim. He's safe. He lives in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And as y'all know, a while back, that's where the big tornado hit, destroyed a lot of people's lives. A lot of people in Bowling Green did not have a good Christmas, 2021. Hopefully 2022, Bowling Green, Kentucky, we rebound because that's the home of my very, very good friend, Hillbilly Jim. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I never knew these guys. So I got to know Hillbilly Jim for the first time in my life. I got to know Pat Patterson for the first time in my life. And y'all know a while back I had not too much good to say about him, which I want to apologize because I don't have the right to talk bad about Pat Patterson, Vince McMahon, or anyone, because what Vince did to me, I don't feel was right. But I put myself in that position for Vince to do that. If I kept my nose clean and stayed out of trouble, it probably would have went totally different for me. So with Vince, you have to screw him first before he screw you. So yes, Vince screwed me, but I screwed Vince first. Sometimes I get angry about it and I put it all on Vince. And then sometimes I will come out like I'm doing now and say I'm sorry for what I do. I do that with my wife. I get mad at my wife sometimes. She kicked my ass and I said, I'm sorry.
2 words. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. I always get the last word. Yes, dear. So Legend House was quite an experience for me because I got to know things about wrestlers that I didn't know. I didn't know that Piper could play so many different instruments. He played piano, played horn, guitar, the bagpipes.
Yeah.
He could play all that stuff. I didn't know that Hillbilly was so talented. Great guitar player, great singer, great announcer, just multi-talent. How Mean Gene Oakland had one of the best bass voices I've heard in my life.
Oh, wow.
I mean, what a great singer this guy was. Just absolutely incredible the way he sang. I didn't know that Hacksaw Jim Duggan was from upstate New York. Glen Falls, from Glen Falls, New York. And I also didn't know that he had a nickname at the time when he played football. They was calling him Moose. That was Hacksaw's nickname, Moose. And his father was the chief of police. I found out all this stuff about Hacksaw Jim Duggan, his father being the chief of police, the former college and high school football player, had a nickname as Moose. Knew nothing about Hacksaw. I found all that out during the time that I was in Legend House. So the object of Legend House is to take us out of our
comfort zone.
Comfort zone. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, our comfort zone. So they had us do everything that we could not do good. After they did a tape, and I asked one of the guys, I said, I worked out every day. Why y'all didn't show me working out? They said, you look too good at it. He said, no, this is true. He told me. He said, you look like you know what you was doing. So if you look good at something, they're not going to show it. They want to show everything. They wasn't trying to make us look bad or make us look foolish. Like Larry said, they want to take us out of our comfort zone. So they would have us bowling. Well, to their surprise, Hacksaw is a hell of a bowler. Hacksaw knew how to bowl. So Hacksaw did well good in the bowling. Then a part of led out, but they told me that we're going to go polo. Go play polo.
You were going to get on a horse?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. If y'all watch that tape on Legend House, I told him I'm gonna knock that horse out. I was pissed off because only thing went through my mind was some 70-year-old man like Pat Patterson who can't control a big 300. I mean, a big, what is a horse? A 2,500.
Oh, probably I would guess. Yeah.
At least 2 or 3. Like a 3,000-pound animal, and I could see me falling off the horse and they running my ass over with them horses. That's all that kept going in my mind. Somebody gonna get killed. You put Mean Gene on a freaking 2,000-pound animal and have me to run around with it. No, it ain't gonna happen. So I was getting pissed off. When we get there, they put us in carts, the golf carts.
Oh, carts, yeah.
Had these women driving. Don't get me wrong, lady. These women was nuts. When we got on them carts, everybody said, we wish we rode the horse. We wanted the horse. When I got out that cart with that woman, I wanted that horse. I was going to get on that horse. So anyway, they had us to play a polo and everything. And then I talked on tape about me beating up the horse. So I had to go and apologize to the horse. They told me to go apologize. They did. They told me to go say I'm sorry to a freaking horse. Like that. I went to say apologize to the horse spit on me. He didn't want to hear it. I had walked away with freaking horse spit all over me. I could have kept my apologies to myself instead of messing around with horse spit all over me. Then they had us to bowl, and we were fighting. We were going to bowl against these women, and every woman was 50 and up. They call themselves the Golden Girls of Vegas or something, and they whoop our butt.
Yeah, because they actually know how to bowl.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah. But they was good.
Yeah,
these old ladies.
They didn't find 50-year-old women that had no clue.
No, they was part of a club, club and stuff. Then they were there. One of the things that I remember, and I got to tell y'all this, they had this thing where you dress up like King Arthur, the Knights of the Round Table. What do you call that?
Oh.
You dress up like
medieval fair or whatever.
Medieval stuff. And you dress up like a medieval fighter. You have a sword and a hatchet and all the gimmicks and stuff. They gave me a freaking bow and arrow with big rubber tips on like this.
They didn't want you hurt nobody.
No, this is that. Now wait till you hear this. The rotten. I'm gonna lose my religion. So anyway, these people are charging you. Man, all these guys are gonna charge us. I got this bow and arrow, and they call it the Bow of Atlas. Ronnie Piper had a sword that was 10 feet long. Everybody had a better weapon than me. See, with the bow and arrow, brother, once you shoot the arrow, you done.
Oh, you only had one?
No, I had 3 arrows, but they charging you, Larry.
Yeah.
So I shoot one guy, and then the rest would jump on me. So the guy I shot with the arrow, he had a big club. So right away, I grabbed his club. I ain't supposed to have that club. But old Tony ain't no dummy. I grabbed this club and I started whacking people with this club.
Were they wearing armor or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They had all this homemade stuff. I'm whacking them all with this big old club that I got from another guy. So finally, I looked over and I saw the wizard, and he was holding the girl.
Yeah.
I run over and I hit the wizard. The wizard go down. Piper run over after I hit the wizard and stabs him and go, ah. So then they said, we got to redo the last part. We got to redo it.
Okay.
So I'm listening. We got to redo the last part. And the guy said, why? He said, that was great. He said, Tony Atlas won. Tony won? Tony won. Oh, we got to redo that. So they redone it where Piper could win.
Yeah.
But it looked like crap. So they stuck with the original tape. That's why they gave me the bow to eliminate my ass first.
Yeah.
See? Because I'm old Street Fighter. I know how to fight, and I know how to fight in a crowd. So they said, we got to figure out a way of getting rid of Tony.
Yeah.
That's why they gave me the bow. The bow is good if people stay away from you.
Right.
The bow is the shit if they charge you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, once you shoot 2, and I had 3 arrows, and 20 people charging me with 3 arrows. So they had it all planned for me to be eliminated early in the game.
And Tony said,
I ended up winning. And then they said, well, and you know they jumped on me for that. You're not supposed to be using other people's equipment. You got to use your own equipment. That's why we gave you what we gave you. I said, you should have gave me a club. Because that's what I use good. I took that club. Then you watch that legend, I ended up winning. But being smart in the business, I put the crown on each guy's head. I didn't take credit for the win.
there you go.
That's right. So Piper ended up with the crown. But they was hard at me because I won that thing. Then another thing they had us to do is go and do what the women do in the aerobic. Zumba?
Oh, Zumba?
Zumba.
Yeah. It was like
We'll take our old stiff
dance
butts.
aerobics.
Yeah, dance aerobic.
Yeah.
Our old stiff rusty butts out there. It looked like Frankenstein, the mummy, creature of the death. I look like Herman Monster out there.
So who was the most spry?
Oh, we all blew up.
Okay.
We all got tired as
Well,
hell.
who was the best?
It was
Jimmy Hart because he was the smallest? No.
Jimmy Hart went and sat down. Pat Pizer went and sat down. Hacksaw kept going. Hacksaw didn't know where the hell he was at. I don't know where to go yet. That's his whole.
The whole idea is
that's
just don't quit.
Yeah, he just wouldn't quit.
Just
You
don't
know,
quit.
He just kept going. So I would say Hacksaw stayed on the floor longer than anybody. I did pretty good. Then my leg muscles started getting tight. My back started hurting. I started getting gas and passing wind in the classes. I must have funny on tape at least 4 or 5 times. You know, everybody go, whoo, Tony, what the hell did you, what quality did you and die? And I just walked around, I was dancing around. But that's how they wanted. They wanted us to be out of our element, and that's why legend, how Pat said it would never be done again because we didn't know what was going on. So finally, we're gonna do an art show, and all of us got to create some art. It'll be a fundraiser. The money gonna go to a charity. So the guys wanted me to be in charge of the art because I do artwork. I said nope, I'm not doing it. Because earlier we did the pink flamingo. The pink flamingo. And I try to talk. And every time I say something, oh no, Tony. Oh no, Tony. Oh no, Tony. So I said, well, screw it. I didn't want to give you no advice. You don't do what you want to do. They did. Ronnie Piper called me this idea. As we come in, he's going to take these flamingos. It's hard plastic. Set in the room.
Yeah.
They're going to throw them at each other. One of them damn flamingos hit Howard Finkel in the head and knocked him out almost. Howard had $1 head that freaking big. Howard came back. I don't like that idea. We're not doing that one no more. I said, Howard, I told you not to do that in front of me. This flamingo hurt like hell. So I told him I'm going to work the camera. Now, Piper is fussing at me, telling me how to work the camera. I said, Piper, all I do is hold the camera on you. So we get in a fight about how I do the camera. Now, Piper off air, I hear Piper say, well, Tony's not a team player, blah, 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 blah. What do you mean I'm not a team player? You tell me to run the camera, and then go tell me how to do it. Everything y'all tell me to do, you tell me how to do it. So we got pissed off, fan. I jumped off the table, and I said, I tell you what, all y'all just kiss my big black ass. And I went back doing my doing my drawing. But at the end of the day, we became closer than we ever came before. We got to know each other on a personal basis. I like to chew tobacco. I used to go in the bathroom and I would spit in the toilet, and I leave little spots of tobacco juice all around the toilet. Me and Gene Oakland were my roommate, so me and Gene get up. He saw that little tobacco juice all over the toilet. Me and Gene go to the table and say, "Pat, I don't know why they give me that toilet." He leave shit droppings everywhere. He thought
He's
I
not
had
even way above it.
he thought I had diarrhea or something, and I was leaving little
And
little spots of
you
juice.
squatting from about 3
I was
feet above
squatting
it.
above it.
Did you clear that up?
Oh yeah, he said, "You're gonna have to clean that toilet. I can't be using that toilet, and you leave me shit all around the top." I said, "BG, that's not shit." He said, "What is it? It look like it." I said, "It's tobacco juice." He said, "Well, I don't want to be sitting in tobacco juice early in the morning and everything." So me and Howard, we used to get up and make the coffee for everybody. Now we go in and I work out. But they always ask me would I do another legend, and I said yes because it was a wonderful experience. I got to know some really, really wonderful people. And a lot of us, like Hillbilly Jim and uh, Jimmy Hart, we became the best, I would say, the best of friends. Especially Hillbilly Jim. Hillbilly Jim, he looked after me. He treated me like I was gold. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person, Hillbilly Jim. Big son of a gun, though.
Yeah.
I mean, his freaking shoulders are like this, 6'4", 6'6". Just you would not think that Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Gary Busey was the name. Now y'all watch this part when Gary Busey came there. We're gonna have dinner with Gary Busey. So Gary said, "What do you guys do when you're not wrestling?" When Roddy Piper was the first to speak, he goes, "Gary, my job is different than your job. When you play an actor, as soon as you finish shooting the tape, as soon as the camera turn off, you could go back to being Gary Busey." He said, "But me, I have to be Ronnie Piper every day. I can't be Ronnie Piper one day and be myself the next day." He said, "Once I stepped into Ronnie Piper boots, I have to be Ronnie Piper all the time. I can't be, you know." He said, "Tony Atlas got to be Tony Atlas all the time. Jimmy Hart got to be Jimmy Hart all the time." He said, "When the acting world, you get to play a character, and then you get to go back to being yourself." He said, "So," and Gary said, "Boy, that's got to be rough on you guys to always." You're getting a glare, Larry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said, "It got to be rough on you guys." No, you can hold it up because I know you like my belt. That's the old Tony Atlas belt there. That's my one half of the world tag team champion. Rocky Johnson got the other half. But anyway, he said, it's hard for you wrestlers to always be Tony Atlas every day because you never could let your guard down. I can't be Anthony White. Nobody want to see Anthony White. Nobody cares about Anthony White. They love, who you are. So anyway, they got to me and they asked me, "What do you do, Tony?" I said, "Well, I work with kids because, like I said in many of my tapes before, 75% of black kids grew up without a father. 75%. I'm one of them. My mother had 9 kids. Both of us, we all raised ourselves. There was my brother Walter, who is a veteran. He was a Navy SEAL, toughest SOB I ever know. My brother Norris, he was in the Army, went to the military, tough guy, was a Ranger. I tried to go to the military, but at that time they wouldn't take flat-footed people. But I was a hell of a street fighter, boxer, champion in amateur wrestling, So we all grew up tough and self-efficient. I know how to cook. Everybody in my family know how to cook. I know how to sew. I know how to wash. I ain't too good at cleaning house. You can ask Larry that. You have to step over shit every time you come in here. I just spray it with bug spray before he leaves here. So I'm not the best with house cleaning. Never have been. But anyway, I told him I work with kids, and I said, well, if you can help a child, help him. They don't have to be your child to help them. Well, out of nowhere, old Hacksaw went, well, church starts at home. And I said, well, who said it didn't? I said, but because you still can do for kids. They don't have to be your kid to do for them. I do for a lot of kids. They ain't my kids. John Cena do for a lot of kids. They're not his kids. The WWE every year they do to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. None of them kids are Vince McMahon kids, but Vince McMahon put together this program to help to Make-A-Wish Foundation. John Cena and all of them. Vince don't have anybody serving in the military, but I gotta give old Vince credit. Not only did he send wrestlers every year to Iraq to support the troops, Vince went himself. Vince went himself to Iraq to support the troops, you know, on the show.
And he went on the big planes. He didn't go to private jets. He went with everybody else.
He rolled with the wrestlers. That's one thing I give Vince credit for, even though I curse him out sometimes and call him names that sometimes he deserves. With some of it he deserves, some of it he don't deserve, because nobody's all bad, nobody's all good. But Vince would never ask anybody to do anything he won't do himself. I got to give that to him. You know, he would never ask me to do something that he won't do himself. You know, and that's Vince. So when he told the boys, "You're gonna go to Iraq," and this was right at the beginning of the war, when things were really hard, Vince got right on the plane with us, went right in to Iraq his own self. Never asked us to do anything he won't do himself. Which he got my respect on that. The only thing I don't respect him on that I just wish he could just, if he don't like you, tell me. If I'm screwing up, tell me. He have a hard time doing that. He got other people to do that for me. Pat Patterson and all the bookers, they were what we call the heat getter.
Yes.
So the promoter would say something, get rid of this guy, and then it'd be the booker that fire you, not the promoter. Where with Cowboy Bill Watts, he gets in your face, you're fired. Dusty Rhodes, when he was the booker, you're fired. But they would do it to you. You know, George Scott, the Crockett, they all were the same way. Vince was different. He the guy that shake your hand when you come in, but it's another guy that kicked you in the butt on the way out, and ain't Vince. He always wanted to make the good guy. But he's not at all a bad guy, and I wish him to have a very, very 2022 a year. I wish all the best for everybody in the wrestling world. But Legend House, getting back to Legend House, was a great opportunity for me, and I want to thank the WWE for giving me the opportunity, because I would have never got to know these guys. You don't know anybody. Well, in the older days, my mom used to say, you don't know anybody until you sleep with them. Or when you live, until you live with them. That's what you say. You don't really know nobody until you live with them. Well, I lived with them guys. For 2 months, I lived in the house with 7 wrestlers.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I heard a story about a fight you almost got into.
Well, twice. The first one with me and Hacksaw, both of them with Hacksaw. The first one, we almost got in a fight. It started at that table with Gary Busey, where Hacksaw butt in, and they had to separate us then. Then we're going to do the Chippendales. We're all going to dress like Chippendale, come on the stage, and dance with the Chippendales in Las Vegas. So the boys said, hey, we want something to drink. So the guys said, well, what y'all want? So one of the guys said, bring us some beer. So they brought us some beer. Well, they put the beer on the table. Hacksaw and Piper went to the table first to get their beer. Well, instead of them getting the beer and leaving the table, they're going to stand there, drinking their beer, laughing and joking. Nobody can have a beer because they're blocking the beer. So I reach around Hacksaw like this to get a beer. My elbow bumped into him. Hey, what there with the frickin' elbow? And I said, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, you just elbowed me in the back. If you want a beer, Tony, you should have asked me. I would have hung you one. I said, if you had moved, I could have got my own beer. So we had a few words exchange, but then they did an interview on Hacksaw. I was on the bus when he did the interview about he's not afraid of me. He would fight me and all this and that stuff. And then they tried to get a little thing going between me and Hacksaw. See, this is what I thought happened. I think they told Hacksaw to do that on both occasions. Oh, yeah. See, we're in the contract, in one of the contract with Vince, they say any physical altercation Did I say that right?
Altercation.
Altercation, any physical altercation, you will be immediately ejected from the show and you won't get paid.
Oh, you think he was trying to sabotage him?
They try to get me to get in a fight with somebody so they could kick my butt off without paying me, but show the fight every week.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It would have made the show bigger and better,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody would have got paid but old Tony.
Right.
But old Tony was thinking about that. What is more important, showing Hacksaw who's the better man or getting paid? I'd rather get paid. So I didn't fight him. But I wanted to, and he wanted to fight me. But I think, I got to ask him one, I think they were boosting him. Because a couple of times they boost me to do stuff. They told me to go buy chitlins and pig feet. They told me to go get this stuff. Because all we talk about chitlins. They said, what is chitlin? And I said, the pig intestines. That's what they are, the pig intestines. See, after the Civil War, most Southerners didn't have nothing to stuff the casing with. So they learned how to cook the casing by itself. Up north, y'all stuffed it with sausage. When you go buy link sausage, that's the casing. That's the casing that is around the link sausage. So down south, poor people, they just ate the intestine with no stuff. Now, in Louisiana, they stuffed it. They call it a boudin. Boudin or something. They put rice and all that stuff in it. It's very good, you know. But it's the casing that they wrap sausages with. You get link sausage. That's what it is. So they told me to go get them chitlin. Chitlin, when you cook them, excuse my expression, but I'm telling you, like I said, it smells like pig shit. I mean, they intestines.
Intestines.
They intestines. So when you cook them, you get the smell. It smells like a pig pen. You know, what come out of the pig brain, that's what chitlins smell like when you cook them. They stink up the whole house. You ask anybody about how chitlins smell, my mom said you put a potato in there and it won't smell. I didn't put a potato in because I wanted them to smell. So that was one thing that they asked me to do to get the boys all upset. Well, me and Hacksaw only got in a fight one time, and after the fight, if they got calmed down, they always try to stir up stuff. You know, they won't tell you, but we sponsored business. We know that somebody is behind the scenes poking somebody, telling somebody to do something. So one day they told me, said, Tony, what you gonna cook for the wrestlers tonight? Well, I want to make up with Hacksaw. Now Hacksaw is Irish, so I'm gonna make my mom very famous corned beef and cabbage. Now, I'll take my corned beef. When I cook my corned beef, I get me some tomatoes. Not tomato sauce, not none of that junk. Real tomatoes. I would take them tomatoes and I would boil it enough where I could peel the skin off of it. Okay? Then I take them tomatoes and I put it with some onions, some cooked onion. I would put it in a blender and puree it. My tomatoes. I make my own tomato sauce. Now you put a little garlic in there, a little salt and pepper, however you want to season it. Then I would take my corned beef and cook it in that tomato sauce. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's how I used to do that, Mama John. Now with my cabbage, I get me clove of garlic.
Oh yeah.
In cabbage, and I would slice it until it is, how you say it, paper thin.
Yeah, you see through it.
You can see through it. You have to do it with a razor blade. Take a razor blade. It's tedious, very tedious work, and it is so thin that when you hit that hot sauce, it disintegrates.
Wow.
And put a little salt, pepper in that. You know, in that. That's how I made my corned beef and cabbage. Well, all day, them wrestlers would come in the kitchen. Oh, Tony, that smells good. What you got going on? I said, I got a little corned beef and cabbage going on here. I said, this I'm doing. Corned beef and cabbage. Oh, Tony, she done yet. She done yet. Oh, that corned beef and cabbage smells so good. So somebody got the bright idea to order some food. To order food.
Mm-hmm.
So here, as
Was
soon
that them needling them again?
they order some food because they want to piss me off.
Yeah.
I've been cooking all day. And you ask anybody, I remember one time I was I got to tell this story, and then I get back to this one. My first wife, Joyce Tarver, is my daughter mother. Me and a guy named Fred Cheney, we were living in Atlanta, and we were going to drive down to Opelika, Alabama, so I could see Joyce just before we got married. She was pregnant with my daughter then, and we stopped at a Kentucky Fried Chicken and ate. With Joyce been cooking all day long.
Oh no!
We got there.
And she was pregnant.
Yeah, and she was like this pregnant.
It don't matter. She's
Yeah.
still got the hormones. In her.
Yeah, almost. So we get there. She said, "Well, I got supper already." We go, "We ain't hungry. We ate all the way." She took that food and threw it at me.
Oh, dude, I can imagine.
She threw that food at me. So I kind of, yeah. So I felt like doing that. So when
You shouldn't have told her you ate. You should have just had some of it anyway.
ate something where I was, like I said, I'm not the brightest guy in the pot. So anyway, getting back to Legend House, the guy came in with the food. And I was serving my corned beef and cabbage at the time. The guy come in with the food. And the guy is looking at my food. And so the cameraman comes in and said, "Ain't you mad, Tony?" I said, "Mad about what?" He said, "You cooked all day that corned beef and cabbage, and somebody ordered food from a restaurant." He said, "Don't that make you mad?" I said, "No, I feel sorry for the guy come from the restaurant." I said, "Look in there." They was digging into the corned beef. The guy that brought the food, I gave him the corned beef and cabbage. Jimmy Hart ate his salad so he don't feel bad. I said, ain't no way in the world that an Irishman gonna pass up corned beef and cabbage, cook that away, corned beef and cabbage, cook that away for a pizza and a salad.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't gonna happen.
Nope.
I said, y'all should have brought him something else, some shepherd pie or something, brother.
Exactly.
If you want to be there, some home cook. So I did all the cooking at Legend. Another guy there is a great cook with Pat Patterson. I mean, he made some stuffed cabbage that was out of this world. So, oh yeah, Pat Patterson could cook, brother. He was a good cook. Jimmy Hart, all he cooked was beans and baked potato.
So he can't cook.
That's all he eat. Jimmy won't eat everything. He eat beans the whole time of the day.
What kind of beans?
Under the McCann,
What
pinto
kind of
beans,
beans?
David
Okay.
beans.
Well, I know
He
you
just
make
don't
green
McCann.
beans.
No, yeah, not green beans or poker beans.
Yes.
It was even a pinto bean, a lima
Garbanzo
bean.
beans.
Yeah, beans. He
Stuff
ate,
you put in chili and stuff.
no, none of that. Just the beans.
No, but I meant the kind of beans you would
That
put
you
in
will put in a chili. Yeah, but he didn't put no chili, no nothing. He just ate them beans and his baked potato every day.
Wow.
Couldn't get Jimmy. That's his diet. He said he was raised that way. But I'll tell you something, and I say this on Legend now. Jimmy Hart is. I told Jimmy. I said, Jimmy, you are one of the toughest wrestlers in this Legend House series. Jimmy Hart lost his daughter during that time.
Oh no, I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah. But he would still go on stage and perform like $1 million. And I said, I don't know what I would do if I lost my daughter. I mean, I only got one child. You know, it would drive me absolutely nuts. How can you function? You know, we always hear about our parents passing away, but when you lose a child, I don't expect my daughter to go before me.
Right.
I don't expect my grandkids to leave this
Right.
earth before me. The bland, he just lost his son.
Yeah.
I hear. You know, that's horrible stuff. But anyway, back to Legend House. I told Jimmy that at Legend House that I thought that he was one of the toughest men, in Turner strength. I don't have that type of strength. I mean, I probably told everybody to go screw themselves and take a flying leap or whatever. But all of us, at the end of the day, we all became very, very close. We kept up with each other. You know, Piper and me, we became very, very good friends. Me and Hillbilly, like I said, when Bowling Green, Kentucky, got hit by a tornado, one of the worst tornado disaster I've ever seen in my life. I called Hillbilly to make sure he was safe and okay. He called me back to let me know that he was okay. Made me feel like $1 million. I look at Hillbilly Jim as a brother. I look at Jimmy Hart as a brother. One of my best friends in this business that that I always respected, always had a great deal of respect for, is Hulk Hogan, Tito Santana. Also, have always been a wonderful friend, and my blue-eyed soul brother from another mother, Tommy Wildfire Rich. You know, so a lot of us old timers, Larry, of course, is my friend now. Always have been ever since we always got go back to EWA days.
Yeah.
Where me and Larry, we used to work for James St. G.
97, 98.
Yeah, somewhere along
Yeah.
that, the late 90s, you know, me and
Yeah.
Larry. And Larry worked his way up the rank. He used to take the guy's jackets back and forth. Later on, he moved himself, worked his way up from that. So Larry started off the same way as what's the guy name with WWF now? WWE, Paul E. Dangerland.
Oh.
Well, that's how Paul started.
Yeah.
He used to sell the magazine. He would go through the stand and sell the magazine,
Yeah.
the program
Yeah.
for the wrestler.
Yeah.
And then he went from there to being a manager, to being a promoter, to be where he's at now.
Back in the old Lewiston Armory.
Right, Lewiston Armory.
I was the getter. I used to do all those matches for the TV tapings, and you used to send me downstairs between every match. All those matches are 5 minutes long, and
That's right.
And I had to run back and forth.
And tell the wrestler, okay, you on
you're
next. You next. You next.
I think I worked harder than the boys.
And you know something? Look at here. And you still doing it.
That's right. I'm still
But
doing it.
the only change in it is your company.
Yeah.
Yeah, is North Atlantic
Wrestling Association.
North Atlantic Wrestling Association. So y'all can go on the website. Remember, North Atlantic Wrestling Association. I have did a lot of shows. In fact, believe it or not, I want y'all to fuss at Larry. Because you know Larry put me in the ring. He had me to wrestle in his ring. Me and him, we are tag team partners. This is my new tag team partner. I got this young buck here that put me in the ring, got the hardest chop in the world. Me and Larry, we jump in the ring. We wrestled. We did a show not too long ago.
Kennebunkport.
Kennebunkport. That's the home of George W. Bush Sr.
Correct.
Is it George H. Bush or George W.?
George Sr.
George Sr. Bush. Former president. George, he lived in Kennebunkport. We just did one in Kennebunkport. And now Larry tell me I'm going to do a show in January along with him that sometime this month. I was supposed to be in Brewer.
Right.
And I'm going to get in the ring. And
we're going to tag team again, baby.
I'm going to do my thing. And I'm going to tell y'all, I still got two of the best moves in the business. I got two of the best moves in the business. Getting in the ring and getting out. Everything in the middle is...
Don't forget this.
Yeah, but everything in the middle, don't worry about it. It ain't that good. But I look good getting in, and I look good getting out.
Hey, we got a few minutes left.
Right.
We've talked about Legend House. We haven't talked about the reunion. And I know, because you've told me the story before, about the reunion wasn't supposed to be about you, but it ended up being about you.
Right.
Because somebody wouldn't sign something. Do you remember that story?
Yes. What it was, they gave us a contract to sign. And the contract read that we give up all our rights to any royalty to Legend House. They're going to put it on the internet, but we will receive no royalty. Whatever we got paid, that's it. There will be no royalty from Legend House. Well, Ronnie Piper said he's not going to sign it. So when we get there for the reunion, I'm sitting at the table eating with all the wrestlers. They come and get me. And they told me, we got a private dressing room for you. A private dressing room for you. If you notice when you watch the reunion, all the wrestlers are sitting on stage but me. And so the announcer, I'm in the room watching the monitor. The wrestler, the guy asked the wrestler, hey, that Tony was an asshole, was it? Piper said, well, you know, Tony, he's different. I wouldn't say exactly he's an asshole, but, you know, he takes some getting used to. But he was an asshole. I mean, he got into a fight with just about everybody there. He got into a disagreement with everybody there. And then he Piper. So they kept needling Piper. Finally, Piper said, okay, Tony's an asshole. Are you happy? They kept needling him so he could say that.
Yeah.
They tried to get Hillbilly Jim to say something bad about me. He wouldn't do it. Then they came up when they had me to come out. The guys tell me, "Oh, did you hear what they said about you, Tony? They called you asshole. If I were you, I would really put it on them. I would really put it on them." When me and Hacksaw, we had changed a few words, but that's pretty much about it for it comes. Hillbilly Jim would not talk bad about me. So that same year, they're gonna do WrestleMania. They advertised on the computer that all the cast for Legend House is gonna be at WrestleMania. So I said, "Oh wow, I should be getting a phone call pretty soon. I'm one of the cast of Legend House." The only people that did not book was me and Hillbilly
Because you guys are both nice.
because he would not talk against me. So they didn't book me and they didn't book him. They booked Jimmy Hart and Hulk Hogan, and Hogan was not even on Legend House. Y'all remember that when they advertised Legend House and they had everybody there. Mean Gene was there. Patterson was there. The Hacksaw was there. Howard was there. There was 6 Legend House people there. But there was no Tony Atlas and no Hillbilly Jim.
You want to push the needle.
Because Hillbilly Jim would not badmouth me. And because he would not badmouth me, then Vince decided he could not be part of the WWE Legend House that year. And y'all fans out there probably remember that time. And they show pictures of Hulk Hogan there doing the double bicep, but nothing against Hogan. Hulk Hogan doing the double bicep there. But see, Hacksaw was not supposed to be there. They changed the man. It's supposed to have been Sergeant Slaughter.
Okay.
But they changed the man. They replaced Sergeant Slaughter with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. But Jimmy Hart told me later it probably worked out better that way anyway, because Hacksaw is really, really outgoing, and Slaughter kind of an introvert. You know, he's a nice guy, but he's not really, he's kind of quiet in real life. He's not what you call a wild, crazy, stupid Tony Atlas type of person. Well, once again, we want to tell all you wrestling fans that we really appreciate y'all watching us all of 2021. Now we're into 2022. I want y'all to keep on watching Martin the Pharaoh. And like I said, this was all about Legend House. We got all the wrestlers' signature here. This is the only picture in the world where you're going to get all the wrestlers' picture. This was drawn by Tony Atlas. I got Ronnie Piper, and I was just so lucky. And the only signature that I didn't get was Pat Patterson. But Hillbilly Jim saying this, Hacksaw Jim Duggan saying it, Tony Atlas saying it, Howard Finkel saying it, Mean Gene Oakley saying it, and Ronnie Piper saying it. And Ronnie Piper was the first signature. He was the very, very first signature. Right there.
Did you get along with everybody except for?
Well, me and Hacksaw got along. We just got into these little spurts one day.
Yeah.
We was kind of like old married couple. Yeah, in fact, when I made that corned beef and cabbage, Jimmy Hart made a statement. And Jimmy Hart took and said, "Ain't that something? 5 minutes ago, you guys wanted to fight each other. Now you're sitting around eating Tony Atlas corned beef and cabbage and want suckers." Hacksaw, "Can I have some more of that corned beef and cabbage?"
And what did Duggan say to that?
He just ate his corn. He didn't do nothing. He kept eating his corned beef.
He didn't deny it. Right?
Did not deny it. Yeah, old Hacksaw standing job. We put that food for the Hacksaw. He forgot all about the fight. But that's wrestling.
I gotta give me some stories about you and Piper on Legends House. You guys must have done something.
I just watched him a lot.
All right. Well.
And he wasn't all there.
Well, yeah.
Piper, I would say, was one of the toughest. If you got in a fight with him, you better bring a lunch.
They said he was quite a street fighter.
Oh, boy, it was like he had a high tolerance to pain. He one of them type guys, the more you hit him, the meaner he get.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like the Incredible Hulk. When you fight the Hulk, and the Hulk, instead of getting weaker, he gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Well, that was Piper. Piper, he was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, to be,
I have a saying: wrestling and crazy, wrestling and crazy go together. You either get into it because you are,
yeah,
or you're in it long enough that it makes.
that make you crazy.
Yeah,
There's no ifs, ands, and
No.
buts about it. But that's pretty much how Piper was. He was just a crazy guy, and you didn't know how to take him. So he would get up in the morning, and you didn't know what Piper you're going to see in the morning.
Bipolar Piper.
Yeah, you may see this nice Piper, or you may see some guy, fighting with the blender in the dressing room, beating up, get up and beat up the blender and everything. But Legend House was a great experience for me. Y'all fans out there, y'all can help out a lot if y'all would say Martin and tell Martin to send me some questions or stories y'all would like to hear me talk about. Because I can't remember everything, but when somebody bring up something, like Larry bring up Legend House, and all certain things would come into my head because there have been many, many years that I've been in this business. And I've been in this business since the early 70s. So there's things that I remember, things that I don't remember. But what happened is I try to remember as much as I can. But when somebody asks me a question, it give me time to think about it. Or sometimes y'all may want me to talk about something. Like one guy said, Tony, you always talk about Ernie Ladd being the first black wrestler that didn't screw up. And then the guy said, well, what about Booker T? Booker T came afterwards.
Right. Way afterwards.
Way after Mark Henry. So Mark Henry with Vince were the first one of us that didn't really, act the fool. Most of us, we did get in trouble. Junkyard Dog, I'm talking about my period of time. Vince gave a lot of black guys the opportunity, and you ask Ole Anderson, Jimmy Crockett, we all say the same thing. Most of us, we had this chip on our shoulder. Thunderbolt Patterson, to me, was one of the greatest performers that the world ever seen. But Thunderbolt would get pissed off at the promoter and tell the promoter go F himself. Tony Atlas would get pissed off at the promoter and tell the promoter go F himself. Well, Mark Henry was strong enough not to tell Vince go F yourself.
Ernie Ladd would be known to grab his bag during a show, walk by the ring so everybody knew he was there, and then walk out the front door so everyone would complain about him not being on the show. That's really sticking it to the promoter.
In fact,
head out the door.
How much time you got here?
We only got a few seconds, brother. A few seconds.
Okay. Well, next week, I want y'all to ask me about the story about Ernie Ladd and the Briscoe brother and the fight between Ernie Ladd and the Briscoe brothers.
He fought both of them at the same time?
Both of them, Jack and
wow.
Jerry Briscoe. Ernie Ladd took them all on at the same time. And this story also includes my tag team partner, Rocky Johnson.
We're going to see you next time, guys. This Tuesday with Tony.